over by Reese. It's good! It's good! He did it again!
Is it good? Let's see! It is good!
Miles takes it to Gennaro Thomas. Jumper for the win. Good!
Hi everybody, Dave Winder here on the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm. Coach Prohm will join us in just a moment, but first let's get you up to date after the Racers split, a win at UT Martin and just an epic double overtime defeat at Southeast Missouri State on Saturday. We're going to show you all those highlights. But first, here's a look at the OVC Tournament, which begins Wednesday night in Nashville at Municipal Auditorium. In the upper bracket, Tennessee Tech is the 5 seed, Edwardsville is the 8 seed, Morehead State gets the winner, they're number 4, and Belmont is the number 1 seed. Semifinal game Friday at 6:30. Then look at the lower part of the bracket. Southeast Missouri State is 6, Eastern Illinois is 7. They play the first night. The winner gets Eastern Kentucky, the number 3 seed, and then the winner of that will get the Racers on Friday night. It's a late start. It doesn't tip till 9 o'clock on ESPNU. And at this point, you see the big question mark there on who are the Racers going to play? Well, it's going to be either SEMO, Eastern Illinois, Eastern Kentucky on Friday night at 9 o'clock in Nashville. And that will bring us to the week ahead, and we're going to take a look at the week that has passed us now with the final 2 regular season games. Dave Winder here in the Race Center for Murray State Basketball, head coach Steve Prohm. Coach, appreciate you coming in and joining us. I always enjoy sitting down with you. Man, what a week. A win at UT Martin on Thursday. Double overtime loss to Southeast Missouri State on Saturday. Epic game. But you know what? You have to turn the page quickly because Friday night you're in a semifinal game.
Yeah, we got to turn the page quickly. You know, we just weren't good enough on the defensive end in both games. Fortunately, we were able to win at Martin, but we weren't good enough on the defensive end to win, especially at SEMO with the offensive firepower that they have. You know, we're looking back when you just evaluate the regular season to finish 13-3 in 2 games by 3 points of our losses. Pleased with that. Usually 13-3 will win you a conference championship, but you know Belmont's a terrific team, and to their credit, you know they went 14-2 and upped us by 1 game. But now you've got to, what we've got to do, we've got to get back to the basics. We've got to figure out what made us good defensively at certain stretches and certain times this year, and as just as recently as a couple weeks ago. Because for us to win, we've got to be the best defensive team. We know we can score, but it was a poor defensive effort this week. Okay, that starts with me.
Well, we're going to talk about that. So it's kind of a show where we're going to look back, and let's go ahead and roll the highlights from Southeast Missouri State on Saturday night. We'll also be taking a look at the things the Racers need to improve. We knew this was going to be a big game when the schedule was made. The Racers opened with Southeast on January 2nd, and they closed here at Southeast Missouri State on March the 1st. And Coach, you could tell early on that your team was making shots. I think you guys were 7 out of 8 from 3 to start the game, and that really kind of got you going early.
Well, yeah, but the problem is they were 6 for 7 to start the game. You know, the first play of the game, transition defense was the biggest thing we had talked about leading up to the game, and you know we're supposed to get 2 guards back, and you know they just ran it down our throats. Fortunately, we were able to score. We knew we'd be able to score going into the game, the way SEMO likes to play, go up and down and play at a fast pace. So we knew the defensive end was what we were going to need to do to win it, and we just didn't do it. We just did a poor job.
Coach, Jarvis Williams showed us a little bit of what he's made of. He hurt his back Thursday night, and man, what a game he had.
Yeah, Eric and Doc Blaylock did a great job getting him back, because Friday he didn't practice, and Saturday though he was great at shoot around, so we knew he'd be ready to play. But the frustrating thing is watching these offensive shots and seeing us make these shots that if we could have guarded, we've been able to extend our lead. We did have it to 6 or 7, I think at one point maybe 8, but they kept hitting us with runs, and we just weren't able to slow them down with the pace of the game.
Well, here we are in the first half, and this was a play here where the Racers missed it, and then they got the rebound back, and Payne hit the 3, and it was 23-16. You're right, Coach, you did have 2 8-point leads in the first half. And when Sapp scored right there, that was one of your 8-point leads, 32-24. You know, those threes going in is a thing of beauty. And on our coaches show, we can't show you every play, but Coach, there were many times where you would score and then they were scoring to beat you down the throw on a made basket.
That was the biggest problem is we were making baskets, but then we were giving them right back to them. We couldn't get back and transition fast enough. You know, and I have to go back and look at the tape later today. I haven't evaluated the tape yet to see when we were up 8, you know, what gave the 14-point swing to put them up 6 going into the half, because you know, that was one of our biggest issues. And I know Cam got a second foul and we took him out, and we tried to go back with him. I probably had to use another timeout to get him in. He sat over on the scores table for about a minute or two with no stoppage in play. But maybe I should have thrown him back in there even a little bit earlier.
Well, the Racers started off here with a 7-0 run, so they quickly erased that 6-point halftime deficit. And then Payne hit Jarvis on the break. It was a 2-point lead, and then Sapp scored, and now it's a 4-point lead. But you're right, Coach. Every time there in the second half when you're just a possession away, maybe a stop away from getting a 9-10-point lead, just weren't able to get it.
No, we couldn't do it, and we couldn't do it in the second half either. We just weren't able to get any stops to put a distance between us, especially late in the game. And we're going to have to be a lot better defensively, because when you look at the bracket that we're in, if we end up playing Eastern or we end up playing SEMO, those are 2 high-profile scoring teams in our bracket.
Now, that was a great play there by Jarvis Williams, the putback. But the Racers were down by 5 now with 5:03 to go. Payne scored in the lane. Now it's 3. And then Moss hits the 3 here with 3:01 to go. It cuts it down to 2. And you almost had a steal at midcourt, but they called timeout. And then you got the ball back here. And Sapp scored to +2. It's like you guys were 2 points down, and then they would hit a couple free throws. And then down the stretch here, Sapp's going to hit the 3 with 18 seconds to go. That tied it and eventually got the game into overtime.
Yeah, this ties it at 92. It's a big-time shot right there. Rose up with confidence and made it. And then right here, you know, this is a play we work on. We just weren't able to execute it right there.
You know, we went back and looked at the clock, and actually we thought maybe Jarvis's tip would have been good, but it was a little late after the regulation buzzer. So that'll take us to overtime. We're going to take a break here with Steve on the Racer Report and show you those 2 overtimes, the first double overtime game for the Racers since February last year when they won that game at Morehead State. So we'll take a break and come back with the overtimes next on the Racer Report.
Enough of this golf already.
I want you to golf.
I'm stupid.
You're stupid.
Boys, settle down. At Time Warner Cable, any of these devices can be your TV at the click of a button. No one offers more sports on more devices than Time Warner Cable.
Why have you got a laptop?
I want the cell phone.
Give me that laptop.
Call 1-855-WANT-TWC and ask how you can save up to $600. Switch to a better entertainment experience, guaranteed. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
We're back here on the Racer Report, and let's go ahead and roll the overtime footage from Southeast Missouri State on Saturday night as the Racers went into the first overtime. They were tied 92-92. And then, Coach, in the first OT, right off the bat, you grabbed your first lead, and that was, I think, the first lead since about 7 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We wanted to get off to a good start in overtime. We did that. We get a bucket right here, and to start overtime. But again, we weren't able to get another stop and get it to a 4-point lead. It always hovered around 2. And we weren't able to get those big stops.
Okay, then, well, you had the 2 3-point plays there. Payne had one. The last one by Sapp was at 1:19 to go. You also see we had cheerleader trouble in our basket there, but Payne hit the 3 with 45 seconds to go. It was tied 105-105, and then Sapp makes a great play to tie it up. Yeah,
it was a great jump ball. It gave us possession right there to win the game, and it's foul right there, and then you got your best player going to the line to win it, and it didn't happen. But I hope he's in that situation again.
Coach, you told the guys in the locker room, you said, "Hey, man, I'll take Payne on the line this week in Nashville if that's what it comes down to."
Yeah, I would have bet my house on it. I'd have bet my house on it. He's had a terrific year. The growth he's made, the season he's had. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for what he's meant to us. Running our basketball team, really the lone true point guard that we have. He's done an amazing job, and he wasn't able to get him to knock down. But we responded, and he came back in the double overtime and had some opportunities.
Jarvis just stayed after this one. This was a big
possession right there to put that back, and I think that puts us up 2.
Yeah,
but
puts you up by 2. Then Cleveland scored quick.
But then this is the one right there. Cleveland makes a tough runner right there, and it just and then Sapp misses a layup. We were down 114-113, which isn't on there. And right here, we're trying to run our quickie action, and it's supposed to really be a dribble handoff ball screen, but Cam thought he had a look.
This is where it kind of got crazy at the end. The fans stormed on the floor. I thought when they looked at it, there should have been more than 0.4 left on the clock. But Coach, you said in the press conference, game was over by then when you guys couldn't execute on that last play.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here.
I agree.
Now the ending, was it chaotic?
Yes.
Was it? Would you wish it was a little bit different? Yeah, but did that affect the outcome of the game? No. They had the breakaway, and then they beat us right there. But the last second, amazing thing is Arizona State had a really similar thing, about 4 weeks ago. So you may have thought this would have been a little bit smoother in the way it was handled, but it was a wild deal. Yeah. I know it was, and I don't want to talk about it. It had no bearing on the game. Credit SEMO. We weren't able to execute down the stretch, and the bottom line, we didn't guard,
right.
and it wasn't free throws, it wasn't missed 3-pointers, it wasn't missed layups. It was, you can't give these percentages up, and you can't give that amount of points up on the road. 99 at Belmont, 118 at SEMO, 92 in regulation, and expect to win.
Yep. Well, that's what the Racers are going to go back and work on this week. You saw the box score there. 4 Racers with 20 points, and I think the 5 guys maybe played the last 15 minutes of regulation and the overtime and never came off the floor. So it was a heck of a ball game, and we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we're going to check out the UT Martin game from Thursday night. There was some drama in that game too. We'll talk about that next on the Racer Report.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
Enough of this golf already.
How much of the golf?
I'm stupid.
You're stupid.
Boys, settle down. At Time Warner Cable, any of these devices can be your TV at the click of a button. No one offers more sports on more devices than Time Warner Cable.
Why have you got a laptop?
I want the cell phone.
Give me that laptop.
Call 1-855-WANT-TWC and ask how you can save up to $600. Switch to a better entertainment experience, guaranteed. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
I go because my friends are here.
I go because
it's so close.
I go for the small class sizes.
I go
to get a better job.
I go because
I can take classes when it works for me.
I go because I can transfer my credits.
I go for some of Kentucky's most affordable tuition.
I go because it's crazy not to.
For all the right reasons. The Kentucky Community and Technical College System. Higher education begins here.
Uncle Teddy!
What are you guys doing? It's summer. Let's hit the beach.
Mom?
You need a Pepsi. Ooh. Let's have some fun. Woo! All right. Summertime is Pepsi time. You got to work on that tan, bro.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm. We're going to roll the highlights here and take a look at the Thursday night game against UT Martin. And, Coach, I got to say, you know, I really like going down to UT Martin. I think it's a good venue, and I just love the way our fans follow us down there. It's what, about 55 miles, and that's one of the good things about it. Our fans can get there.
Yeah, you know, and the one thing is they can be heard there. That's the one place on the road you can go to where you can be heard just because of the setup. You know, SEMO, the fans are there and they're loud, but they're kind of dark and hidden off there. The fans there, the gym's really bright, and and they can be very loud, and was really appreciative. We had a good turnout down there.
Sure did, and they were very, very vocal. And you know, this was the game that was coming off the Moorhead win. And again, Coach, we're going to see a lot of made shots. The Racers were knocking them down, and boy, and Dexter Fields is having so much fun playing the game. I love him, the Racers' lone senior. But again, in this game too, the defensive field goal percentage not where you want it to be.
No, we just haven't done a great job with these guys on the defensive end. You know, we've grown in a lot of areas. If you would have watched us early to where we are now, but we're just not the dominant defensive team that we need to be to match our offensive capabilities.
And the Racers going to work here in the first half. How about Moss hitting that baseline jumper? The Racers were up by 3, and I guess that's become Moss's patented shot. Huh? He's really good at that.
Yeah, Moss is, you know, he's improved his offensive game. He's had a terrific year. And that's what, you know, people you talk about our team, it's just, you know, Cam can make a 3, Moss can make a 3, Dexter can really shoot, Sapp can make a 3. We've got guys that can really spread the floor. You know, Jonathan and Jarvis inside, those 6 guys, you know, have done a good job, but at the end of the day, you got to stop people to be able to dominate people.
Well, that's one half of the game. The one half is putting the ball in the basket, and the other half is trying to make sure the other team doesn't put the ball in the basket. So at halftime, the Racers were only up by 1. And then in the second half, Moss made a really nice move right there. And I thought this was probably the turning point of the game where I think Sapp had 9 straight points for you right here. He had the steal, and then he hit a 3, and then he went to the line a couple of times. And those were big plays there.
Yeah, Sapp offensively was really good for us this week. You know, that's one positive that we take as we head down to Nashville. Because I thought he struggled in Moorhead because of the foul trouble, and in the game before that I thought he was okay. But this week I thought he really got back to his ways. And what we need him to be is, as good as he was offensively for us, we need him to take that, you know, Juwan Long role, the pass where he's our toughest defensive guy, that, hey, I'm guarding your best guy, and he ain't getting anything today.
Okay, and you see the team shaking hands there at the Elam Center, and take a look at the box score. The Racers win at 86-72. The Racers shooting 55% in that game, but the field goal percentage for UT Martin not where the Racers had won it. And then TJ Sapp, 20 points in that game to lead the way for the Racers. So that gets last week now in the past here on the Racer Report, and now we're going to take a look ahead in the next segment to the OVC Tournament, and we are going to take a look at the stats from last week, Coach. We always like to do that, and just kind of see where things are and where they need to improve going into the tournament. So we'll do that next year on the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm.
I go because my friends are here.
I go because
It's so close.
I go for the small class sizes.
I go
To get a better job. I go because
I can take classes when it works for me.
I go because I can transfer my credits.
I go for some of Kentucky's most affordable tuition.
I go because it's crazy not to.
For all the right reasons. The Kentucky Community and Technical College System. Higher education begins here.
ladies. Enjoying the film? Of course not. Because this is our movie! And Dr. Pepper 10 is our soda. It's only 10 manly calories, but with all 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper. It's what guys want, like this. Catchphrase. So you can keep the romantic comedies and lady drinks. We're good. Dr. Pepper 10, it's not for women!
Enough of this golf already. How much of the golf? I'm stupid. You're stupid.
Boys, settle down. At Time Warner Cable, any of these devices can be your TV at the click of a button. No one offers more sports on more devices than Time Warner Cable.
Why do you got a laptop?
I want the cell phone.
Give me that laptop.
Call 1-855-WANT-TWC and ask how you can save up to $600. Switch to a better entertainment experience, guaranteed.
We're back here on the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm in the Race Center as the Racers are headed to Nashville, Tennessee, Municipal Auditorium Friday night. The Racers will play a 9 p.m. semifinal game in the OVC Tournament, and we'll hit the bracket and the final standings in the next segment. But right now, Coach, let's take a look at the week stats, and we've done this several times, and you know, you do get a good sense when you just single out those two games and you take a look at what did the Racers shoot? What did they give up? How many turnovers did you have? And we've got all that information up on the screen. Mm-hmm. And I know you, Coach. The stat sheet is a sacred thing, and when you get it, you break it down, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's that you got to make people miss.
Well, if you pride yourself on the defensive end and you go 51 from the field, 43 from the 3, 73 from the free throw line, shoot 16 more free throws, and you average 100 points, you ought to win.
Yeah.
You know, but defensive field goal percentage, 52%. It should be in the high 30s. 39 is our goal.
It's the goal, right?
You know, 37 from 3, that should be around 29. Free throw line, solid there, but -5 rebounding, and the other team 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. That's too productive, and then giving up 95 points. It's gonna be hard to win on the road.
Yeah, you take a look at some of the other numbers there individually as the Racers went 1-1 in the week. You know what, Coach? I always think, you know, when I watch 5-on-5, I don't know how you guys, you could see a play and know how exactly it's supposed to go. I'm a novice when it comes to that. But when you think about it, most athletic ventures, when you break it down to its very basic essence, it's pretty easy to figure out when you looked at that stat sheet there.
Yeah, it's simple, and we've got to, you know, we've got to have better perimeter defense.
Because if everybody knows, you ought to be able to fix it, right?
Yeah,
that's the goal.
You know, maybe we should change defenses more at times, but I just, you know, we give them up in zone 2. You know, so you know, we just have to be more understanding of scouting report, more locked into personnel. Transition defense, things that we do every day that sometimes they don't understand why we do the same thing every day.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like
transition
batting
defense,
practice.
closeouts. Why do you close out short with high hands? You know, what's so important about transition defense? Because that's the core of your defense.
Yeah.
If you're not good in transition, you have no chance of being good defensively. You know, post defense, why we never want to be dead behind in the post.
Yeah, I love the terminology that goes on too. You know what, Coach? We really, when the season's over, we ought to just sit down and we could do a video on, which there already have been videos done on Steve Prohm and Billy Kennedy's philosophy. But it's a winning philosophy, and hopefully the Racers can get back to it to do it this week. So we're going to take another break and come back, and we'll show you the final standings and the OVC Tournament bracket. We'll do that next.
Enough of this golf already. How much of the golf? I'm stupid. You're stupid.
Boys, settle down. At Time Warner Cable, any of these devices can be your TV at the click of a button. No one offers more sports on more devices than Time Warner Cable.
Why do you got a laptop?
I want the cell phone.
Give me that laptop.
Call 1-855-WANT-TWC and ask how you can save up to $600. Switch to a better entertainment experience, guaranteed. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Brothers. Service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
Back here to wrap it up on the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm. Big week as the league is heading to Nashville, Tennessee, to Municipal Auditorium for the OVC Tournament. First, let's show you the final standings, and I've got the big red line to show you the teams that didn't make it, because it's an 8-team tournament, and there's 2 teams in each division that didn't make it. That was Tennessee State and Jacksonville State in the East, and UT Martin and Austin Peay in the West. And Tennessee State, even though they're not in the tournament, Coach, they sure made a difference, because, man, they beat some people, and they darn near beat Belmont on one night.
Well, credit yeah. Travis. They you know, the win losses won't show, but I thought they finished strong. You know, 2-point loss to Belmont, 4-point loss at Eastern Kentucky.
You go to Morehead,
winning at Morehead State, and they may have had another win, beat Edwardsville at home. So they did finish up the last couple weeks, you know, very well.
Okay, well then we've already taken a look at the you know, the upper part of the bracket. Belmont is the #1 seed in the upper part with Tech and Edwardsville. Morehead State's the 4th seed, and then the Racers' lower part of the bracket. Interesting, Southeast and Eastern Illinois on the first night, and then the winner gets EKU, and the winner of that gets the Racers. Friday night, 9 o'clock.
You know, there's no telling who will be where come Friday night, but you know, it's interesting in preparation right now, because you have to kind of gauge who you think you'll play, who do you spend the most time with. The great thing is, if it ends up being SEMO, there's not much prep, because we just played them. We need to reevaluate what we did. EKU, we hadn't played them in forever, so the most
like
prep
January,
is, you know, the
8th.
most prep will be for them. Eastern Illinois, we've played pretty recently, so that prep will be a little bit less. So EKU right now, just from a preparation standpoint, more time will be invested with them, just because there's more tape involved.
All right, Coach, we've got to say goodbye, so I will see you in Nashville on Friday night.
All right, and one thing I want to say, I'm proud of my guys, though. They did a great job, you know, to go through a stretch. You know, going to that SEMO game, they'd won 16 out of 20 after starting 2-5. So proud of the way they, you know, responded, and now we got to go have a great support down in Nashville and try to win 2 games.
Okay, that's the goal, and we'll see you next time on the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm. As we leave you today, here's the voice of the Racers, Neil Bradley.
That one's in and out, and Moss gets the rebound. The Racers a 3-on-1 break. Nearly lost the ball, put it up. It goes in, and he drew the foul. Man, oh man, what a play.
Well, Smith hasn't been happy the entire second half, and he's going to be even less than happy right now as Moss gets that one to go, and he picks up the foul.
Save it, and the Racers with a crazy turnover there, but it's off the heel of Fields, and Sapp's able to drive in and stuff it for a Dunkin' Donuts dunk shot.
What a job by Sapp. Forget about those 2 air balls. Here's my second dunk of the night.
Misses, front of the rim. Moss rebounds, finds Payne. Payne lobs it down to Sapp. Off the glass and in for a Regions bank shot.
Sapp was going to go for the slam dunk, but just went with a soft layup instead.
20 for Sapp. To the top. Looks inside. They left him wide open for the 3. He couldn't make him pay, though. He missed it, but it's tipped by Rambo. Sapp has it. Off to Payne, and he hit the 3.
2 for a quarter. 9 of 10 from the free throw line this half.
Racers have it. Payne, right side to Moss. Free throw line. Sapp, 3 for the tie. Good! 92 all with 18 seconds to go. Nutt brings it across. Southeast Missouri will take their final timeout with 16 seconds remaining, and it's a dead heat at 92.
12 ties we've had in this ball game, Neil.
A couple of times, but I know Cleveland hit it. Payne jump pass to Moss, 3 in the right corner, an air ball. Fields gets it, puts it up, and it rolls no good. Tipped up, no good. Put up and gone by Williams on the follow.
Nice job by Dexter, Moss, and Williams going to the board strong for the Racers to get that one.
minutes to go. 2-minute warning. Sapp by his man, bumped by Nutt, banked it in through the contact. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
Nice job by TJ Sapp.